Hey guys, I hope that all of you are doing well. My name is Amal Aziz Khan to present another topic in front of you that is based on the concept of RIP. In this lab, you're going to implement the practical implementation of RIP, and after that, you will be able to understand that what this RIP is all about. So first of all, I will give you a brief introduction of RIP. That is basically a routing information protocol. In other words, we could say that forming a network between user dynamically with the help of a router. Previously, we were able to communicate different networks with each other with the help of a router, but statically. However, in routing information protocol, we are going to provide the necessary information between different communicating devices for being able to communicate with each other. So now let us start our practical implementation. First of all, I will just write down routing information protocol. So now let us implement our task. First of all, let us see what we need for this practical implementation. So first of all, we will be requiring two routers. After that, we will be requiring two switches, switch 1, switch 2. Then we will be using two PCs, PC1, PC2. So first of all, let me arrange down the devices so that they are properly handled. Now I will use the automatic wire for the connection. And for this router to be communicate with each other, I will use another wire that is serial DCE. But before using this wire, I will need to go, I will zoom in and I will insert a port and then turn the router on. Same will be the case with router 1. I will maximize, then I will zoom in and insert the port. After that, I will turn on the router, and now I will use the serial wire for establishment of the connection. So now all the wires have been connected successfully. Now let me draw an outline for the IPs, that what IPs I will need to be assigning to these devices. This IP is going to be 192.168.2.2, and this is going to be 193.168.2.3. Similarly, this IP is going to be used as a gateway between this switch and this PC, that is going to be 192.168.2.1. At the same time, I will be assigning an IP as a gateway between this router and this switch as 193.168.2.1. Now I will be assigning a IP as a gateway that will be performing between this router as let's say 7.0.0.0. So now let me assign an IP to this particular devices. I will go to the PC, go to a desktop menu, IP configuration 192.168.2.2. Since it is of class C, so we will have 3 network and 1 host part. But the default gateway is 2.1. Here I will assign the IP as 193, and similarly it will be the subnet mask, and here I will write down 2.1. Now let me check whether the IPs have been assigned properly. Yes, the IPs have been assigned properly. Similarly to PC1, the IPs have been assigned properly. Now I will go to the router and just go to the configuration mode. Until now we were using the IP to this router and establishing connection. Now we will be using another procedure, that is basically the configuration mode. Here I will just mention the Ethernet and establish the particular IPs. So and automatically IP is going to be assigned to this particular devices. You will not be needing the commands anymore. So you can also use the command if you want to, but this is another method that is most probably the easiest one. But you should be knowing the commands as well. So now let us proceed to this. So let me check the Ethernet, the range of Ethernet used for this one, that is 0/0/0/0. So I will just go to the gigabit Ethernet. Here I will assign the IP, that is basically 192.168.2.1. Subnet mask is assigned automatically. Now, oh, I also need to turn the router on, which I think I forgot. I will go to the configuration mode once more and just turn the router on. You can see that the connection is being established. Now at the same time, I will also form the connection between these two routers. So let me check the serial port number, that is 0/1/0. I go 0/1/0 and just put in the IP, that is basically 7.0.0. Here I have assigned this router an IP as 7.0.0.1, which I forgot to write. I'm sorry for that, and it is of class A, so it will be having one network part and 3 host part. Now I will also turn on the router. Now same situation will be happening to this router as well. So first of all, I'm going to the router, go to the configuration mode. First of all, check out the range of, that is 0/0/0, and I will mention the necessary IP assigned to this router, this gateway 193.168.2.1, and at the same time I need to check this serial as well, that is 0/1/0, 0/1/0, and what is the IP of this router? Basically 7.0.0.1. No, it is 7.0.0.2. Sorry, it's my mistake. Once again, I want to check the IP, that is 7.0.0.1 and 7.0.0.2. I once again forgot to turn on the, I need to turn on the router on here as here. So now you can see the router is turned on successfully. Still the message can't be forwarded from this PC to this PC. Let me show to you once the connection is established. Let's wait for a while. Just check out whether the connection is established or not. You can see that the connection is failed, although all the devices is showing a green signal, which basically shows that connection is formed, but no, the connection is not being formed. So now let us proceed and check that why the connection is not being formed. Until now we were using command statically that IP route from one router to another router, going to that particular network where you want to route data or ping the information. But now we will routing information protocol, where we will be providing the network address and at the same time establishing the particular network. So first of all, one network is being formed, this one, that is between this router and this PC. The other network is between this router and this switch. Another network formed between this switch and this PC is this IP, and another network formed between this and this switch is this one. So now we'll be assigning it. First of all, since I have mentioned about router 1, so I will be writing the network. I will be mentioning the network address, not the IP. Yes, I will mention the IP, but I will also mention the ICDR. That is basically the configuration of the host and network bit. Since it is of class C, so we will have 3 network part and 1 host part. So that host part will be equal to 0. So one network has been added. Now we will go on to the router that has been used as a gateway, that is basically having of class A, and it will be having 1 network part and 3 host part, 0.0.0. So it has been added. In this way we will establish connection between these two networks. Now same case will be done with router 2. We will go to the RIP, routing information protocol. First information, that is 193.168.2.0. It will be added. At the same time, we will be providing the same network, that is 7.0.0. Now we will check whether the message will be forwarded or not. First of all, we will check from this PC to this router whether the message has been converted successfully or not. So let us check. Successful. Now we will check from this PC to this router. It has been also successful. Now we want to check from this PC to this PC, which was showing failed initially. At start, it will be failing, but let us see now that what is it's giving. You can see it is being successfully establishing the message. Same goes on from PC1 to PC0. So in this way, you will be able to assign IPs dynamically. In other words, I should say route information from one PC to another PC dynamically. Previously, we were also proceeding the same way but statically. Now we have also learned about dynamically, and we can add as many routers as we want dynamically and establish connection between them. So that was all about the routing information protocol, RIP. I hope that you got my point. So if you are having still a certain amount of queries or problem, you can discuss it with me. I would like you to tell me my errors so that I can modify it. And I thank you all for listening to me politely. And that's all from me.